family. I have many decisions to make about how my husband and spend our money. We need to figure out the way to get the most on what we make our hopes. Currently, my family is trying to decide whether or not to get a car. There are many different factors involved in making this decision. My family includes 3 people: my husband, and our son. But my husband I work during the week. I am a doctor and he is a teacher. We both work near our house. I need to get our office in the morning and come back home at night. Our son goes to school every day and plays sport and sees his friend after school. A car will help as all days plus quick and easily. For a while now, we have been taking buses to travel. This was fine, but before my son went to school, taking about those not cost very much money, but a bus pass is less expensive than paying for gas for a car. Cars also need to be repaired and maintained, which costs money too. Reading the bus is hard done because we do not have personal control over it. The bus travel on this route, and it is something late of so it doesn't run all the time, especially at night. Reading the bus makes it hard to change of plans. So we're thinking about getting a car. How do we choose what kind of car to get, and who do we get it? We have a fine option. It is to lease a car, which means to rent it for a period of time. This is good because this is a little chapter that buy car and we won't have to own in it forever. But the downside is that car won't be yours, and if we keep it very long, it quite and a bit begging more expensive than if we buy car. The other option is buying a car, which they will have until the car also start working on the decision to sell it. If we buy car, we will have to decide whether we will a new or used car. A new car will probably be better than a used car and will last longer than a used car. It will be more expensive though. A used car, on the other hand, might be cheaper, but it will probably not last long. Also, a used car is usually more likely to break and need repairs, which could be very expensive. The decision will have to last long. Also, a used car is usually more likely to break and need repairs, which could be very expensive. The decision will have to come with to how money we want to spend and how long we want to keep our car. We also need to consider what we will use the car for day to day. We need the car to get and from work and school. We will also use it and run errands and do things like buying groceries, going to the doctor, or going on to eat at a restaurant. We also like to travel and visit our family. Some of one live far away visited them and something mean long trips. And me might want to take suicide. Why does this means we will need a car that has a long space to carry our things. We also live in place where it is raining in the summer and so in the winter time. So we will need a car that can drive in riding, and so if we got a car that will is like iron, it gets stone and bad weather. We will not be able to drive in and the after weather, but this will be bad of ours, as we want to drive in the time when need to. Whether we decide to less or buy, choose a new or also we will have car to drive. As a family, we need to weigh in our option and decide what is best for us.